Please answer bell work in the new bell work assignment for the current module. Please pause your screen and answer the following bell work questions to complete the attendance and participation points for the day. I'll give you a couple of seconds to pause the screen. Today we're going to take a deeper dive into the structural organization of the human body. We're going to be giving specific examples of each level of organization so that it can better prepare you for the upcoming modules. For this lesson, I would recommend reviewing this level of organization page so you can better get acquainted to the levels of organization that we're about to be talking to. We're going to start by talking about the chemical level. For example, many of the elements that you can see in the periodic table are all types of chemicals. Hydrogen, like H, or potassium, like the letter K. Other examples would include hormones and other chemical signals that allow us to communicate across the body. These are all examples of the chemicals level of organization for the body. So be sure that you understand that chemicals are the smallest and the least complex. And these are all examples of chemicals that we use throughout our body. Now we're going to talk about the cellular level of organization in the body. So there are many types of cells in our body, and if you ever see CYT in a word, that means cell. So cyte means cell, and for example, you'll see monocyte. This word monocyte has CYTE within its name. A lot of times you'll see me do this type of nomenclature to tell you that mono is one medical term and cyte is another medical term. Well, mono means one and cyte means cell. So this is something we don't need to worry about, but what I'm telling you is this is an example of the cellular level of organization. But on the other hand, there's plenty of cells throughout our body that don't have the word cyte in it, like white blood cells. Oops. Like I was saying, white blood cells or WBCs. That is another example of a cell in our body. Another example are red blood cells. Another example are lymphocytes. And all of these are examples of cells within our body. Cells all have different functions, and you can tell a lot about the cell just from its name. For example, this lymphocyte is a cell in the lymphatic system. White blood cells and red blood cells have many different types of, actually I should say white blood cells, there's numerous types of these. And red blood cells are within our blood, which should give you the impression that it is within our cardiovascular or our circulatory system. So there's some properties of cells and examples of cells in our body. There are many different types of cells that we haven't listed. So let's go through some body systems in a second, and we can talk about some of the cells that are important to each body system. There is a great mnemonic to help you remember all body systems, and it's called Remind Curls. So R is for the respiratory system. E is for the endocrine system. M is for the muscular system. I is for the integumentary system. N is for the nervous system. D is for the digestive system. And then we go into the word curls. C is for the circulatory system. U is for the urinary system. L is for the lymphatic system. And S is for the skeletal system. And I'm just realizing I forgot the R here, which would be the reproductive system. And if you look at all of the beginnings of these words, you get the word remind curls. That is a little mnemonic to help you remember all of the body systems. And if you're looking back at that pyramid type diagram, right, the chemicals and then the cells, tissues, organs, and then we have down here organ systems. That's where all of these come from. These are all examples of organ systems. So that is a good way to help you remember all of the organ systems throughout our body. As we get into specifics on body systems, for every body system, we're going to want to remember certain things about them. So I'm going to give you an example. So if we're talking about, let's just say, the cardiovascular or circulatory system. That is your body system, right? What you're going to want to start doing is going from body system, then you're going to want to know what organs are in the body system. What tissues are in the body system that are important? You're going to want to know what cells are in the body system. And chemicals are good to note, but do I think you need to memorize the chemicals? No. Now, a lot of the time, what the chemicals will tell us, though, is its function. And this is anatomy and physiology. So a lot of the time, these chemicals are going to tell us the physiology of the body system. All of these components here, that's going to tell you the anatomy. But oftentimes we're going to need to also know the physiological function of the body system. And specifically, there are going to be certain mechanisms that are going to help you describe the physiological function of body systems. One last thing before we get to our exit ticket for today, I have noticed in the discussion board that a lot of people are not using actual body parts in English to describe their initial post. Please look up body parts in English, such as this picture I have provided you with on the screen, to more adequately describe body parts using your medical terminology. If you have any questions about your current discussion board post, please feel free to reach out. Now get ready to pause the screen to complete your exit ticket for the day. All right, class, and here's your exit ticket for the day. Go ahead and pause your screen and complete this exit ticket and be prepared to upload this exit ticket on Friday. Looking forward to seeing you all soon. If you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to me. All right, that concludes our lecture today.